Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Alex Thomas here, back with another video for you guys. Today, I'll be giving you guys my review and my thoughts on Air, directed by Ben Affleck, also starring Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Chris Tucker, Jason Bateman, Marlon Wayans, Viola Davis. This cast is freaking loaded with awesome talent. I'm basically going to give you guys my thoughts and my review on this movie. This is one of my most anticipated of the year. Hope you guys are enjoying this, my channel. Hope you guys are enjoying this video. Please hit that like button, please subscribe for more. And let's get into this video, you guys. Let's get it. Let's go. Like I said, this is Air, directed by Ben Affleck, starring Matt Damon, who is playing Sonny Vaccaro. And this is basically the tale on his pursuit to get Michael Jordan to sign to Nike and, basically become the biggest shoe company in history. Helping Phil Knight, played by Ben Affleck, have his company become the biggest company of all time once they sign Jordan. And basically this is a story of that chase and that that pursuit on getting him to sign. Because if we guys all know the story, Michael Jordan didn't want to sign with Nike. He wanted to be with Adidas. He loved Adidas. He loved playing Adidas, even though Converse was the leading brand in the NBA at the time. He wanted to join Adidas. He didn't want to be with Nike. He didn't want to take the meeting with Nike. And we all know the story. They say it in The Last Dance. His mom had to persuade him to go to the meeting to sign, to have the meeting with Nike, with Sonny Vaccaro and Phil Knight and all the guys, to get him signed to Nike. And this is basically the story about that. And let me go ahead and get into the direction. Ben Affleck did an amazing job with the direction of this movie. I love the aesthetic of the movie. I love the way it looks. I love the 80s vibe of this movie. He really showed the time period in this movie, and you really feel like it does take place in the 80s, obviously, with all the pop culture references. There's a little montage and get in the movie to show you guys that this is 1984. This is where this movie takes place in, and it's pretty cool. I love the 80s, so it's just cool seeing all the things popping up on screen. And I thought it was awesome. I think Ben Affleck did an amazing job with the direction, and the writing also as well. I think the writing for this movie is really great, and I think Ben Affleck did a great job. Going into the performances, I think everyone was spectacular. I don't think there was not one single weak link in this movie. Matt Damon is showing his ass off as Sonny Vaccaro. Ben Affleck is great as Phil Knight. Chris Tucker, you guys. Chris Tucker is great as Howard White. Jason Bateman is great in this movie. I can't think of the actor who plays Peter. I can't think of his last name. I think it's Peter Lau. Hopefully I said his name right. He is great as well with a little screen time he got. The actor who plays David Falk is hilarious. That's the one thing I want to know. I want to see if he was really like that back in the day, because David Falk in this movie is so over the top. It is insane. But I loved all of it. This movie kind of has like a Spotlight, the Big Short type vibe to it, where it's basically, it's like a history lesson, but in a good way. Like, it's cool to learn all this stuff about Nike, about Adidas, about Converse, and about the people running the company. And it's really great to see all this. Michael Jordan is the focal point, but not at the same time. We don't even get to see his face. Spoiler, we only get to see his face in this movie, which is cool. Which Michael probably signed on that. He didn't want to be, in the forefront, even though we got things like The Last Dance and of course this movie. But I'm sure he didn't want, an actor to portray him in this movie, which is cool. Like I said, I don't think the movie it is about him, but it's also about, the start of this company. Well, the start of this company becoming the juggernaut that it is. It's about Sonny Vaccaro and Phil Knight and all these guys, creating this shoe to, persuade Michael Jordan to, be a part of their company. And I thought, everything was told very nicely. The movie is under 2 hours long, which is a nice pace for what this story was telling. And I really, really enjoyed it. Viola Davis as Dolores Jordan. Great. I was watching an interview with Matt Damon, and he actually went to Michael Jordan and said, "Who do you want to play your mother?" And he immediately said Viola Davis, right off the spot. And I see why. She is really great in this movie. She really has a certain presence on screen. Once she walks on screen, you really feel her presence on screen. You feel like she runs shit. And I love that, this movie focused on her, because I don't think without her, Michael Jordan wouldn't be who he is. He wouldn't have the presence he has, in all his surroundings without his mother. Like I said, his mother was the one that got him to do the meeting with Nike. She most likely came up with the terms that, for him to go move forward with the company. And it all paid off. Clearly, the first year he made over $100 million. The company made over $100 million selling Jordans. And it's just crazy to see, where they were. They were 17% in the market share for the NBA, and now they're the number one brand. Next to, I guess you could say, the Jordan brand alone is the number one, but Nike is like really the highest mecca when it comes to basketball shoes, running shoes. And that's the funny thing I loved about this is, like, Nike was a track shoe company. It was about running shoes. That was their biggest thing. The basketball division was shit. And you really feel that in this movie. You feel like the basketball is not taken seriously because Converse was the leading shoe brand in the NBA. And I love that they touch on that in this movie. They talk about it a little bit in The Last Dance as well. They say it that they don't see Jordan be better than Magic or Bird, and that's the one thing that took them back, was like, okay, you guys don't see me in this as better than these guys, and I don't need to be a part of your team. And I think Matt Damon really sells, as Sonny Vaccaro, he sells this character. I think he does a phenomenal job in this movie. He was probably the highlight for me in this movie, for real. I know Viola Davis was great, but Matt Damon really did a great job. I love the chemistry between him and Ben Affleck. I love him with him and Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker needs to be in more stuff. Oh my God, he really needs to be in more stuff. He is really good in this movie. And I really did enjoy this movie. I really did. I would watch it again. It's that type of movie. I think this movie is so rewatchable when it comes to the term. Of course, I'm a Michael Jordan fan. To me, Jordan is the GOAT. It's in my opinion, he's the GOAT to me. And I know I'm only 30 years old, but I don't care. I've seen, obviously I've watched The Last Dance a number of times. I've seen highlights, so to me, he's the GOAT, regardless of what anybody will say. I love LeBron. LeBron is second, but Jordan is the GOAT. But yeah, those are just my thoughts on Air. I do recommend this movie. Like I said, it's under 2 hours. It goes by pretty quick. I think all the cast of characters are great. Everyone everyone did a great job with their roles. I think the writing is spot on. I think Ben Affleck did a great job directing this movie. I really do. Shout out to the writer. I think this is his first writing credit, and he did a great job with the script in this movie. Hopefully he gets more work. He did a great job, and I'm very happy this movie turned out to be what it is. I was hoping it was. Once I seen Ben Affleck was directing and I saw the cast alone, I said this movie is going to be great, and I'm very happy it is. So if you guys have seen Air, let me know what you guys thought about it in the comment section below. Are you guys a fan of Michael Jordan? Is he the GOAT to you? Let me know in the comment section below. And I'm out on this one, you guys. Peace out.